So first step to this brand new windshield frame is I'm going to sand it, and I'm just going to use 120. And I did get the windshield not yesterday but the day before, and it looks intact, no cracks, so that's awesome, because you never know when you get them shipped in the mail if they're gonna come broken or not. And they put stickers all over it: high claim item, handle with care, glass, open and inspect immediately, which is what I did when I first got home, and fragile. And they got all these stickers on the other side too, so they want to make sure that the delivery drivers aren't handling this badly, although it's still hit or miss whether you get it without it broken. But you can claim it if it's broken when it comes. That's why you got to look at it right away, otherwise you're assed out. But anyways, I'm not going to bore you with the sanding of this too much. So I'm just going to sand it, prime it, and let's see what primer I'm going to use. I'll probably use the gray, just regular automotive primer. I don't need to use that. And then I'm going to paint it. Hold on, let me bring it up. I'm just going to paint it with this Dupla color. It is a Chrysler color, although it is a darker silver than my Jeep, which is fine. They do have a lighter silver, but I'm going the darker silver because when I finally do, I'm going to bed line the whole outside eventually. Now this is an old bottle, but it's Get Hammered, and I don't know if this is any good still. Oh yeah, it's still good. So see how dark of a gray. I don't know if you can see it, but it needs to be mixed up. But what I do is I use this in a Raptor liner, and then I spray it on with a Raptor liner. So I get the, I've done videos on it before, yeah. So it's going to be like a dark gray. So I'm not too worried on the finish, because even if I drip with this stuff, which I'm going to try not to, I'm going to bed line this outside, especially this outside portion. Inside portion I'm not going to bed line, of the at least the frame here. However, on these 03s to 06 Jeep Wranglers, they put a covering trim around it, so I'm not too worried about the inside of it. One thing I'm going to do, and I'll see if I can show it. Well, the can's kind of dirty, but I'm going to be using the internal frame coating by Eastwood, and with this nozzle, and you're just going to stick this nozzle down this hole just to spray the inside of that, to try to keep this from any future rusting. I don't know if it'll help, but we'll try it out. So, but like I said, first step is just to sand it, and I'm not going to go crazy sanding it, just a little scuff, and then go from there. Now I just had a thought. I may have some tintable bed liner in the house, so I may be just going ahead and bed lining the first layer on, and I'll just tape off the edges, bed line it. Should be good enough. Good enough. All right, so I've got 3 layers on of the primer. I should have took that sticker off right here, but no matter. It's going to get covered by a panel anyways. So I'm gonna let this probably dry for the next day or so, and then tomorrow morning or Monday maybe even put the first layer of paint on. So I do have a couple of run spots, mainly where I put the frame stuff in, so the frame stuff caused some drips coming out, but this is all going to be hidden in underneath the Jeep, so you're not going to be able to see all that. And like I said, most of this stuff is going to be paneled anyway, so you're not going to see a lot of it. So pretty much the only thing you're going to see on the inside, maybe, unless you're really looking, is just the tie down for the windshield right there. So, and yeah, and that needs to be decent, because I'm going to be using that, because I've got a sunshade I'm going to put on this, so it needs to use that loop. So yeah, it's coming along really good. So, and I did look at my bed liner. I do have the tintable, so in fact, it was a whole kit I haven't even used yet. I thought it was black, but it turns out it's tintable. And I do have the Get Hammered color from Monster Liner, or Monster Liner, I think is what they're called. But I use their color spectrum to put into the Raptor liner tint, and we'll do that on the other side. But I gotta prime the other side. But first, let's get this done and let it dry for the next day, then we'll paint it. So, and I'm not gonna put they probably put some sort of lacquer over top of the paint at the factory and at any body shop, but I'm not going to do that for the inside here, and you don't have to do it for the bed liner. So yeah, we're just going to leave it like it is, and yeah.